If you want to pass a US visa interview process, these are the tips you need to follow religiously. So before I proceed, if you're yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe to this channel, click on the notifications icon. Now let's proceed. Now, firstly, there are basic things you need to understand whenever you're applying for a US visa. As you know, it is an interview process. Like any other interview process, first impression matters a lot. So this is why you need to be fully prepared, because nobody's going to give you a second chance. And that's why I'm making this video. So if you find this video useful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to share with people that have been needing this, because this is one of the best videos you're going to be getting online anyway. So number one, always get to the interview location very early. There are so many advantages to getting to the interview process early. So for example, if you forget any document, you can easily rush back home to pick it up. Getting there early will give you enough time to be able to settle in and get used to that particular environment. You're calm before you go for the interview process. Number two, whenever you get to the embassy, do not engage with anybody that is not a member of, or that is not an official member of the US embassy team. And the reason I'm saying this, I've seen situations whereby people would reach out to you to say, oh, you need to provide one ridiculous document that is not required. I made a video on all the required documents you would need for a US application. I'll be dropping it somewhere here or there. So make sure you go through that particular video, check it out, so that you don't miss out any document. If you have all these documents, you don't need to have any form of discussion with anybody, because you have all the right documents. Because I've seen situations whereby people will be approached and they'll tell them, oh, you need to print this and that. And by the time you print it, they'll tell you your money is one ridiculous amount. And because you are rushing to go for your interview process, you don't want to miss it, you'll be forced to part away with your money. So don't fall victim. Number three, make sure you have all your documents ready. In fact, as a general rule, have it ready at least 3 days before the interview process. A day to the interview process, make sure you check it again. And on the interview date, before you leave home, make sure you have a checklist where you check all your documents. It's very important, because if you miss some of these documents, you may be prevented at the entrance from having that interview, or you might have to now go and produce it. So it just makes sense to always ensure that you have all your documents ready 3 days before the interview date. Number four, speak boldly and confidently. As you know, a confident person would always stand a higher chance of winning in life generally. So that is why it just makes sense to be more confident. Even if you're not sure of anything, speak boldly, speak confidently. That will give you a very high chance of getting the visa, because most of the time, if you're not speaking boldly, or if you're not confident in yourself, it might be a sign of like you are lying or something like that. So that's why it's very important for you to be confident whenever you're speaking to the visa officer. Number five, prepare well for the interview. As you know, just like any other interview process, it just makes sense to be well prepared than to be underprepared. It's better to carry excess documents than to not carry enough documents. It makes sense to carry excess documents than to carry a few, than at the end of the day, they might not request for that particular document and you don't have it, which could impact on your chances of getting the visa. Number five, prepare well for the interview. It just always makes sense to be well prepared. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared. So ensure that all your interview questions and answer, you're well prepared for it. You have all your documents, you are physically, mentally, spiritually, everything prepared for that particular process. So that way, to give you enough time, it gives you enough confidence, it gives you, basically you have everything you need for the interview process. It's going to give you a better chance of passing the interview. Number six, know your DS-160. Now, your DS-160 is your application. Make sure you're familiar with everything you fill in that particular document. The reason for this is because just in case the visa officer asks you a question and you're not sure of, if you don't know what is in your document, you might say something else. So make sure you have detailed understanding of every information you have on your DS-160, from address to date. Make sure you have everything in your head. When a question is asked, you'll be able to give detailed response. Number seven, do not argue with the visa officers. Just explain yourself in the most respectable manner ever. Let me give you an example. Or maybe you said, I graduated June 2016, and the visa officer say, oh, did you say, I thought you graduated in 2024, something like that. It just makes sense to calmly respond and say, oh, no, I said June 2016, not January 2024. So whatever the case is, if the person does not get what you said before, maybe the person misquoted you, explain it, calmly give your response, do not argue. Lastly, do enough demo interview before the final stage. Now, before you go for that interview, please, I beg you in the name of God, make sure you do enough demo interview. What do I mean by demo interview? You can either do with professionals, do with your siblings, but I will always recommend a professional. And the reason is because sometimes you might feel or you might think your responses are right and it's just utterly wrong. So it always makes sense to always consult with a consultant. Even if you did your application yourself, always meet a professional to review the application and to do a demo interview for you. It always makes sense. That way, you are sure of everything you're saying. Again, you can also meet members of your family, friends, or people that have gone through this process before. That is experienced people. So meet them to be able to, assess you at every point. The last bonus tip: if you're a religious person, I mean, prayer is always necessary. So you can, pray, be spiritual about it, but in the end, note that you still have to prepare. In that case, it will not be opportunity meets preparation. So if you find this video useful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the notifications icon, that's the bell icon beside the subscribe button. So whenever I make a new post like this, you don't get to miss it. See you next time. And if there's any questions you have, you can drop it in the comment section. If you want me to treat any topic, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to respond to all this. See you later. Bye.